In honor of Filipino American History Month, we are making Filipino food for 24 hours. Hey everyone, it's Jasmine. Welcome back to another video. This video is a very special and exciting one because we are celebrating Filipino American History Month. I am so excited to be celebrating Filipino American History Month with you and have 4 fun recipes to share. So I'm going to be making Filipino food for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. We're going to be making some champorado. We're making some chicken tinola, munggo, and turon. There are a lot of good recipes in this video. Everything will be linked in the description box down below, so let's get started. For breakfast, I am making some Filipino champorado, and you may be familiar with the Mexican version of this, which the Filipino version has its roots in. And the Mexican version is a drink, whereas the Filipino version of champorado is more of a porridge. I was like trying to find the word. It is basically a sweet rice porridge with chocolate. It is very delicious, it is very rich, and it's a great treat for either breakfast or an afternoon snack. Typically, it is served with tuyo, which is salted fish. Obviously, we're not doing that today because we're vegan, but it's still delicious without it, so let's get started. For this recipe, we're using glutinous rice, which is sweet rice. This gives this recipe that perfect chewy texture. I love this texture. If you've been following us for a while, you know it is one of my favorites. So we rinsed it, added some fresh water, and then we're just going to cook it until it puffs up and a lot of the water cooks out. Add some cocoa powder, sugar, some coconut milk, and a pinch of salt. Mix that until it is nice and uniform, and we're just going to cook that until the rice cooks through and it is nice and thick like a porridge. We're going to serve that with a drizzle of either coconut milk on top or vegan condensed milk or vegan evaporated milk. I've seen people do all three. You can do whichever you have. So I didn't have this much growing up. I remember my titas making it, but I don't remember my mom making this so much. And I think it's because, well, she's told me this before, she doesn't like the gloopy texture of oatmeal or like porridges. So I understand why she wouldn't make it for us, but I love it. So now that I'm older, I'm gonna be making it for myself all the time. Like I mentioned earlier, they typically serve it with like a salted fish so that it's a sweet and salty breakfast. I added a pinch of salt to it to add that salty element. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. And you can serve it with some condensed milk, vegan condensed milk, of course, or vegan evaporated milk on top. We just did vegan evaporated milk because we had that, but honestly, you could just do a drizzle of coconut milk because the vegan evaporated milks and the vegan condensed milks on the market, a lot of them are made out of coconut milk with sugar or just coconut milk with thickeners. And if you have coconut milk, it's so much easier and you don't have to go out and source all those things. And it's really just a drizzle on top. It looks pretty. If you want it sweeter, you can add a little more sugar, but yeah, that's it. While I'm having my breakfast, I wanted to quickly talk about our sponsor today, which is Ana Luisa. I'm wearing their jewelry right now. I actually wear their jewelry all the time, and I am truly a fan of it. I have been a paying customer of theirs for a long time, so when they reached out to me, I was like, of course, I will work with you and promote you because I love your products. You may have seen me talk about them in previous videos or on Instagram. But I'm truly a fan. So first and foremost, not only is their jewelry high quality and sustainably made, but it's all affordably priced, which I love. And another cool thing about them is they're carbon neutral. So from their jewelry to their packaging, they care about the planet, and that shows in everything that they do, which is awesome. You could read more about it on their website. I have 3 pieces today. I have this C necklace, which, you know, Chris, my fiance, it's so weird saying that still, but my fiance, I wanted to get it in honor of him. They have any letter that you want, so you can get one for yourself, for a loved one, whatever you want to do. They have the letter. I also got these Melly Huggy earrings. These are more, I mean, you can wear these whenever you'd like, but I think I would wear these more for a special event. They feel very elegant, very dressed up to me, so that is what I'm gonna save them for. And then lastly, I got these dice huggies, which I'm wearing. I have been wanting these. I've had my eye on them. I finally got them, and I'm so excited. So they're what they sound like. They're gold dice on a little tight huggy earring. They have huggy earrings with a bunch of different charms hanging from them as well if this isn't your jam. Ana Luisa has so many different styles, which is what I love, because whatever your style may be, whatever you're looking for, whether it's gold or silver, they have it all. It is all sustainably made, all affordably priced, and it is all gorgeous. All their pieces start at $39, and you can use my code, which is linked down below, Sweet Simple Vegan 10, for an additional 10% off as well. So check out Ana Luisa, and let's get back into the video. I wanted to mention in this video, so I'm Filipino, my mom's from the Philippines, she was born and raised there, and I feel like I say this in every video that I do Filipino food, but it's just a different sort of, I don't know, happiness it brings me to make vegan versions of recipes I grew up eating, and then to see all of you recreate them and be so excited for them as well. It's just like a cool special bond we have. And if you haven't had Filipino food before, I have dozens of recipes in previous videos on the blog. There's a ton of things for you to choose from to make. And if you have any requests for other Filipino recipes, always let me know either in the comments down below, or you can send me a message on Instagram. I love to make Filipino food. It's my favorite thing to make. So let me know if you have any requests. We have done a ton of videos as well where we eat Filipino food for 24 hours. And it's not like 24 hours of us eating food. People have commented about that. I'm like, it's just the title, but it's just eating food for a whole day. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and most likely dessert. So just wanted to clarify that. But we have a ton of videos where we do this, and I've made so much Filipino food. I'm gonna be making so much more in the future. So stay tuned, and also check out everything linked down below. The second recipe we're making today is tinolang manok, or chicken tinola. This is a Filipino chicken soup that is super comforting, warm, delicious, and it is packed with veggies, greens, vegan chicken, and it's really easy to make. So let's get started. We're starting off with our aromatics and some oil. We have onions, garlic, ginger, and black peppercorns. You can really adjust these to your liking. If you want to add a little more, a little less, have fun, play around with it. Next up, we're gonna prep our lemongrass, and to do this, you remove the hard outer layer, and then you're just gonna bang it with a hard object. I have a rock, my mom and I call it a book, and we use it to like smash garlic, smash things in the kitchen, and today I use it to smash the lemongrass. So I'm adding that in along with some vegan chicken, and we're just going to saute that and then start adding in all the liquid. So I have just water here. This is warm water. And then I'm adding in some vegan chicken broth paste. I know some people will say, well, that is just veggie broth. Technically is, but it tastes like chicken broth and it is delicious, so I'll link it down below. I also added in some vegan fish sauce, but you can use soy sauce in its place if you can't find it. But if you didn't know, a lot of the vegetarian fish sauces at some Asian markets are actually technically vegan, so check the ingredients, check the labels, and you might be able to find one near you. So I'm adding some chayote as well as some green papaya, cutting those into some similarly sized chunks, and we're just going to allow this to come to a boil and simmer it until those are nice and soft and cooked through, kind of similar to the texture of, I would say, a zucchini. And then once you're done, remove the lemongrass, and now we're gonna add some malunggay, which is moringa. I'm so excited to have found this in my area. I haven't seen it here the whole 4 years I've been here, but I got that. I added it in along with some spinach. You can really use any green you like. We're gonna cook that for a few minutes more until they soften, and then dig in. This is the perfect cold weather soup.
I'm excited. I also just got my wisdom teeth out, so I might be a little puffy, and this is actually perfect food.
I haven't found malunggay in the area since we moved here, and then we went to a local Asian market that we don't often go to. It's smaller, so we don't go there often because we can't get as much as we need, but we went there and I found some and it was amazing. So
wait, which one is the papaya? All this?
The papaya is this one.
I'm scared.
If you don't like it, I won't be offended. You don't like papaya, so.
Sorry, I can't open my mouth very wide, so I'm like.
You could also put whatever you'd like in this. If you have specific veggies that you have at home or that you prefer, have fun with it. If you can't find malunggay, which is moringa, I don't know if I said that, you can just use spinach or whatever green you want to add to your soup. Kale would be good in here as well. And then the last thing I want to mention is, are you okay? I'm sorry.
Hot.
Oh, you warmed that for so long. I warm mine for half the time as his and it's still hot. Vegan chicken, if you can't find vegan chicken, if you don't want to use vegan chicken, mushrooms are a great alternative, or you could just simply leave it out. Although it won't be chicken tinola.
Or tofu.
Tofu, yeah. Duh, tofu would be good too. You can get puffy tofu at some Asian markets, pre-made.
I really, really like this a lot.
You'll notice a trend throughout this video. It's all like soups and porridges and like comfort food. Yeah. I just bit into a peppercorn. That woke me up.
Very good, man. Thank you.
Oh, how was your experience with the papaya?
Better than I thought it was gonna be.
Told you.
Fresh, like ripe papaya, I'm not a fan of the taste or smell or anything about it.
I swear I saw movement.
Feel it.
Oh. Yeah, Chris is not a papaya lover, so I always eat papaya.
But I'm pleasantly surprised. When she was putting it in the recipe yesterday, I'm like, you're putting papaya in the soup?
Yeah, I'm like, green papaya. When I was cutting it too, you were like, oh no.
That is terrifying. Very good. Pleasantly surprised. It's almost like a potato.
Okay, well, we're gonna eat this and we'll see you for dinner. Dinner tonight is also another cozy meal. This is Ginisang Munggo, which is a mung bean soup. It is mung beans with tons of veggies, greens, ginger, tomatoes. It is so good, hearty, comforting. And again, it is perfect for the cold weather. So let's get started. Also earlier I mentioned that I found malunggay, which is moringa. It came in this huge pack, so I got a lot. I'm gonna share some with my friend, but I've never been more excited for malunggay. Like I mentioned earlier, I haven't found it in this area, or maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough, but I finally found it at a local market and I'm just so happy. To start off this recipe, we're going to rinse our mung beans or the munggo and pick out any hard rocks or anything in there that is not a mung bean. Then we're going to just boil it until it is nice and soft. And I boiled mine uncovered. You can also boil it covered as well, but if it's uncovered, just make sure you add a little more liquid. Cook some onions, garlic, and ginger with a little bit of salt, then add in some tomato chunks. And as you cook the tomatoes, as they begin to soften, kind of mash them with the back of your cooking utensil because you want them to break down in the soup. Next, we're gonna add those mung beans with all of their liquid. Then we have some vegan fish sauce again. You can use soy sauce instead if you'd like, vegan chicken broth paste, and some water. Then we're going to just allow this to simmer until it starts to thicken and everything is nice and cooked through. Then we're just finishing this dish off with more salt and pepper, and we have some more malunggay as well. And this is typically served with fried foods, typically fried fish, I believe, but honestly, I just have always loved it on its own. You could serve it by itself, you could serve it with rice on the side, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Here he is.
Here I am. Malunggay.
You've had munggo before. My mom's made this for you.
I've just had the beans, never the soup.
Oh, she just made the beans. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, it's very simple, very delicious. And I do want to mention ginger is optional. My mom said don't put ginger, but I put ginger because I like ginger in it.
Wow.
And also, in terms of greens, like I mentioned earlier, if you can't find malunggay, you could just do spinach. You can do, honestly, whatever greens you want to put in it. Whatever you have. You don't have to go out of your way to find it like we did. I just really wanted it for the video. I was so excited.
It tastes like there's almost like wine in it. That's like a deep flavor. It's really good.
Okay.
A lot of garlic.
So you have to put a lot of garlic in everything.
There are a lot of nutritional benefits to moringa too, right?
Yeah, people say it's a superfood. They sell a lot of moringa powder and stuff. That's become like very trendy. But yeah, it's a green that you can cook with and it's delicious.
Really, really good. This is perfect.
For this, I cut the onions into strips. I wanted to mention you can also just like finely dice them as well, whatever you prefer. Have fun with all these recipes. I always want to encourage you to put your own spin on it.
Good for meal prep too, huh?
Yeah, it's great for meal prep. You can make a big batch of this and eat it throughout the week.
I like it
I feel like all the recipes in this video, except for the dessert. That one
That has to be fresh.
It has to be fresh. This is delicious. A+. I know I made it, but you know.
Fantastic.
The recipe, of course, is down below, and we'll see you for dessert. We have finally made it to dessert, and I'm really excited for this recipe. We are making Turon, which is a dessert lumpia, I guess. And if you don't know what lumpia is, it is a Filipino spring roll. So we are going to be making dessert spring rolls, basically. It's going to be filled with saba banana, jackfruit, sugar, and then it's coated with a caramel coating. It is delicious. It is the perfect dessert or snack, and I'm going to make it. So let's go. This recipe, I'm so excited to even just start talking about this. So first we're starting off with some lumpia wrappers. These ones are a thinner lumpia wrapper, but you can really use any that you'd like. We have frozen saba bananas. I could not find fresh, but if you can find fresh, I suggest using that. We're gonna roll it in some brown sugar, add that to our lumpia wrapper, and then I got some jackfruit and syrup. We're cutting that into strips. We're gonna add that in as well, and we're just gonna roll it up like you would a lumpia or spring roll. And I do wanna mention, instead of rolling the banana in the sugar, you can also just add it to the wrapper and sprinkle sugar in as well. Both work. This is just how I do it. So we're gonna add some water to that, seal it up, and once you're done rolling all of the turon, you're gonna add it to some hot oil that has some sugar in it. That is the key, because as you cook it in there, the sugar begins to caramelize and coat the turon, and then it has like a caramel topping on it, which is the best part. So we're gonna cook that until it is nice and fried through. It is coated with that caramel sauce. Then we're going to just set it aside, allow it to cool on a wire rack, and then dig in. Chris is not trying these with me because he mentioned this earlier. He just got his wisdom teeth taken out, and this is probably not good for his teeth right now. So it's all for me. Oh gosh, so good.
That crunch.
So good.
I'm jealous.
You can also make ube turon. You put some ube jam inside too, which I've had, and it is delicious. You also don't have to put the jackfruit, but I highly recommend it. Perfectly sweet, perfectly crunchy, pretty easy to make, and I feel like it is, I don't know. I want to say this, but I don't know if it'll be the same for you. It is a special dessert, but I think I'm biased on that, so you can let me know in the comments down below. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us today and celebrating FAM. I had a great time.
Thank you for cooking for us.
Thank you.
It's been a delicious day.
eating
I wish
with
I could try these, but
As we mentioned earlier, all of the recipes will be linked in the description box down below.
yeah, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, say hey. We post videos every week, so consider subscribing if you haven't already. We have a lot of good stuff coming.
We've also been working on some shorts for you as well. If you've seen on our channel, those are just quick versions of all of our recipes, and it does have the recipe linked in the description of those as well. So check out our shorts and check out the rest of our channel if you haven't already. And I am rambling, so thank you for watching and good night.
Peace.